The graphics you're looking at will make you think that you're back in the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis era, but this game taught me that games today have advanced tremendously. That old notion of, they don't make them like they used to, is slowly fading away with games like Celeste taking over the gaming industry. The 2D platformer has been revived for a while now, and it seems that developers continue to wow their fans by introducing new and crazy mechanics on what should be an oversaturated genre by now. Celeste takes every element we know and love from a platformer and combines it into one action-packed and adrenaline-rushing adventure. This indie platformer got a perfect score on several gaming sites for a reason. For all of you indie fans out there, think of Celeste as a more story-driven version of Super Meat Boy, but with even better gaming mechanics in my humble opinion. In Celeste, you only have 3 different abilities, so it's simple on that aspect, but they all intertwine toward your level progression. You can jump, dash, and climb walls. That's really as far as it goes from a control standpoint, but every level brings in different mechanics, and that will truly test your will on how to implement these mechanics together. In one level, you're introduced to gusty winds, which affect where you land. You need to navigate these winds by adjusting your jumps accordingly. In a separate section, you are introduced to these clouds that help you jump higher. Later on, you find these blocks, and you can change the direction on where you want them to go. Last but not least, you're also introduced to a bubble that gives you an extra dash in whatever direction of your choosing. These are pretty simple tutorials that allow some leeway for errors. As the level progresses though, all of these sections get more and more difficult, and eventually all these mechanics get intertwined into one segment until your head is spinning. This is the magic of Celeste. As crazy as all this looks, the game prepares you for moments like these. I could go into detail of everything this game throws at you in every level, but I want you to experience this game for yourself, so I don't want to spoil too much. Just remember that although you may see inspiration from other games, Celeste is groundbreaking in its ability to continuously bring fresh challenges combined with such precise controls that you have no one other than yourself to blame whenever you die. Personally, I didn't feel any sense of anger or frustration when I died. I felt progress. Plenty of platformers thrive through trial and error, and Celeste is no exception. This is a brutal game. You will die, and the circumstances will seem impossible to overcome. However, every single time that you die, you spawn less than a second into the same section. I was never actually frustrated simply because I didn't have enough time to be frustrated. I was too invested into the storyline and the gameplay. I felt determined to complete these obstacles, and every death was just a short speed bump leading to my inevitable victory. After I accomplished each level, I felt mentally drained, almost as if I was out of breath. This is a legit heart-thumping experience, and there are plenty of clutch moments that make you feel like you're a god when you pull them off. I mentioned earlier that Celeste is a story-driven game, although the cutscenes are very short. By the way, when I say story-driven, I don't want you to think I'm talking anywhere near the lines of, say, a Metal Gear. These cutscenes are short and they can even be skipped for people who don't care or the speedrunning community, but it's actually a cute little story about a little girl who tries to climb a mountain and then she has to fight her insecurities to do so. It can get pretty deep for a cute little indie game. Protagonist Madeline's antagonist is actually herself. I'm reviewing this game so you can experience it yourself, so if you want to learn more about the story, just pick up a copy and play it on your own. On the topic of speedrunning, this game has the option to toggle on a timer for you crazy speedrunners out there. I have a feeling that this game will last a long time for speedrunners, as there are plenty of crazy sequences to be mastered. If you're like me and you're more into taking your time and collecting stuff, the game rewards you by collecting these tapes to unlock what's called the B side and then even the C side of levels. This is a way to unlock even more content, and it gives the player incentive to explore these fantastic levels. In addition to this, you also have to go out of your way to collect strawberries. Yeah, I said it, strawberries. But these help you unlock content after you beat the game. The main story only took me around 6 hours to complete, but there's so much more content within this game that I haven't even reached near 100% completion. Similar to Mario Odyssey, the real game comes after you beat Bowser. I don't know anything about the developers of this game, but I haven't played such a creative game in an extremely long time. This game ranks very high in my book, so high that it actually contests Nintendo's greatest platformers. Every element of this game is so well thought out that I was amazed after every single section of this game. All the deaths I collected throughout my playthrough were worth the feeling of failure because the rush I got after completing it far outweighed. We play video games to overcome obstacles, and that's not only the storyline of Celeste from a physical sense, but from a cerebral sense as well. It's early, but I have a feeling that Celeste is going to contest for the 2018 Game of the Year. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think I've said more than enough to convince you to buy this game. Basically, if you like video games, period, buy this game. Thanks for watching, everyone. I truly appreciate everyone's support, and keep tuning in for more Swiss cheese reviews.